Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem, Rakakodash, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there, Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, Woe to him that increases that, which is not his. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. So this is a video that I was watching of this demon, Anton Daniels. Okay, this right here, from the very beginning, started from the very beginning. The Millionaire Morning Show with Anton Daniels. This city isn't for tourists. Barcelona residents spray visitors with water guns, course explode. So it says here, this is the actual news. This is NBC News. It says anti-tourism protests squirt water guns at Barcelona tourists or tourist spots. Barcelona people want tourists gone. Now, Barcelona is in Spain, which is considered European country. They speak Spanish. But you have these tourists, and when they say tourists, it's mainly talking about Americans. It's Americans going because their dollar stretches when you compare it to the euro. I got to check though. But back in the day, the U.S. dollar would go a long way anywhere on the planet. Now, not as much, but still you got Edomites in America, American Edomites, as opposed to Edomites of Spain. Money-wise, they're doing much better. So when you travel, if you living in New York and you travel to Barcelona, Spain, or France, you got money. You got money. Let's say it's you, your girl, your wife, your children, or whatever. You're talking thousands of dollars. You could be talking $20,000. You know, back in the day, it was relatively a lot cheaper. But you want to go and really enjoy yourself. You spending money. You spending money on the plane going and coming. You're spending money on the hotel or the Airbnb. You're spending money on food. They jack up the prices at restaurants because they know that tourists come in. So anyway, this whole thing, and I want you to watch it. Watch this segment right here. Only 14 minutes long. I'm 5 minutes, 20 seconds into it. But anyway, I'm watching it. And then you can actually see, you got these, I would say that these are Americans. They don't say that they're Americans. They just say it's tourists in general. But what popped into my head, American tourists. They don't want to say that. So you got the average people, the average citizens, of Barcelona, spraying them with a water gun so they can get up and leave. As you watch the video, it also speaks about there was laws by local government in Barcelona concerning rentals, because you can own an apartment and rent. You invest in owning an apartment or a house or whatever to invest to have people rent your house long term for, have a year to year contract or 2 years. You renew the lease or whatever the case may be. But the Airbnb, you're turning your apartment into a hotel room where you can charge hotel prices. So you constantly got people coming in. When people stay for 2 weeks, you're charging them. You got another group of people or family coming in. So you make more money with the Airbnb. So that's affecting the economy of Barcelona. So they're getting sick and tired of it. And they don't give a shit. They're taking out water guns while they're eating, enjoying themselves. And you can see them. Matter of fact, let me come over here. And I was just watching the Apostle Rimlob. He was going into what I'm going into now, because he mentioned Habakkuk chapter 2. Okay, give me a second here. Let me get a good shot. Okay, these are people going to restaurants where American Edomites are, and they're spraying them with water guns. Let me see something. And you can see, I don't want to play it, you know how okay, right here you can see these people getting up and leaving. You know? And that, you know, if you know anything about Europe, European Edomites can't stand American Edomites. Another precept that comes to mind is Daniel chapter 7. It said they are more stout than their fellows, which meaning they look, at one time, between World War I, World War II, really after World War II, and even before, there was a point in time where America was just, they were doing so well, better than their European Edomite counterparts. So, you know, they're sick and tired of it because it's messing up the whole economy. Now it helps the people that own the restaurants and the Airbnb people that own, you know, apartments, rentals and so forth. But the average person, and prices are going up as well. So you can watch this. It tells you all about it. Anyway, the first precept that came to mind was Habakkuk 2 came to mind. And Daniel chapter 7, where it says they are more stout than their fellows. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let me come over here. Let me make this short. Okay, so I'm going to read Habakkuk 2, but I also want to go to Daniel 7. I'm going to go to the word, do a word find on the word stout. S-T out. There it is right here. Daniel 7 verse 20. And of the 10 horns which were in his head, and of the others which came up, and before whom 3 fell. So you have the pagan Roman Empire of over 2,000 years ago. You had the 10 horns, which were different names from now. You had the what do you call it? The Vandals, the Franks, the Huns, the Visigoths, the Ostrogoths. I just named 5 of them. But they're interchangeable with the horns and the 10 horns and the 7 heads, which are interchangeable. The NATO nations are interchangeable, are also part of the EU nation. Turkey is a part of NATO, but Turkey is not a part of EU. The United Kingdom is a part of. They used to be a part of the NATO and EU. They broke out of the EU and they only NATO. But it's the same. It's the same beast. So the 3 fell was as we went through this previously, was France, Spain, and Great Britain. So this is what this is talking about. The French-American War, the war for Revolutionary War, and the Spanish-American War. These are the 3 that fell. Even of that horn, which is America. Now, scholars would say that's Antiochus Epiphanes. No, it's talking about America. And it was also known as, it came up little and became great. That had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things. We were going to the moon, this, that, and the other. America became the beacon for the whole world. It says, whose look was more stout than his fellows. His fellows are the other European nations. So let me go to stout. Bear me for a minute. Stout. Come on now. The word is Rob, which means great, great, great figure of power. Captain Chief. So in other words, they were more stout than their fellows is, I'm over you guys. Look, we kicked Spain's ass, we kicked France's ass, and we kicked England's ass, which is our mother. They think their shit don't stink, in other words. So this is the pushback from the people in Barcelona, Spain, which was one. Matter of fact, Spain is an EU nation and a NATO nation. So it's a horn and a head. So now let me give you Habakkuk. The key point is, what is this? The sixth verse, I'm sorry. But I'm going to start from the top. God's answers the prophets. And I'll read this in the NLT as well. It said, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, which all prophets are on the watchtower, and will watch, Isaiah 62:6, I believe, to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon table. That's why you have all these prophetic books, that he may run that readeth it. Who's the run that readeth it? It means when you get this message, you got to run with it. You got to push it out to the people. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. What vision? The vision of the destruction of this man in the kingdom. But at the end it shall speak. We're at the end. How do we know? Look around you, man. And not lie, though it tarry, though it seems like it's taking a long time, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. That's Esau. He's not a righteous man. But the just, the Israelites, starting with the elect, shall live by faith. Yeah, Vocab Malone brought his cronies down. Forgive me. And the one guy, the guy that has a YouTube page, what I mean, what is it? What do you mean? Something like that. What do you mean? I think it is. Jake, and he was asking all these questions. Why do you believe in this? Why do you believe God is black? Why do you believe in Israel? And I kept saying, because of faith, because of faith, because of faith. So, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just, the righteous, shall live by his faith. Well, how do you know the Yahweh is the correct way of saying it? Through faith. How do you know the correct way of saying you say Yahweh Shai? How do you know that's the right way of saying it? Through faith. How do you know that Abba Bivens is Bivens? How do you know that that's Elijah? Faith. How do you know that the 12 tribe sign is, I don't even break down the 12 tribe sign. Either you get it or you don't get it. Because if I try to break it down to you and you can't see it or don't want to see it, you ain't going to see nothing. Well, I don't see it. Yea, also, because he transgresses by wine, his philosophy is that he's going to go on forever, right? Psalms 49 and 11. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. So here you got Americans in France, in Barcelona, Spain, different places in Africa, different places around the world, who enlarges his desire as hell meaning death, the grave, and is at death and cannot be satisfied. You got these super rich Edomites that are worth 100 billion, 200 billion, 250 billion. Then you got the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, the Schiffs, the Warburgs, these old money, the Langsons, which are the Langsons, the Langonos, which the Langsons properties, they go back to during the time of Christopher Columbus. So that's old money. And these families that I mentioned, the Rothschilds and so forth, they are trillionaires, and cannot be satisfied. So if this guy gets $100 billion, he wants another $100 billion. Or his goal now is to become a trillionaire. A trillionaire, by the way, if you don't know, a trillionaire is 1 billion. Let's say you got a stack of $1 billion. 1 billion times 1,000. That's a trillionaire. Let me see. So you're set. That's generational wealth. You can never spend that money. You can put a certain segment of that money in a banking institution and just live off of the interest, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. That's your New World Order. And that's, you can go to 1 Maccabees chapter 1, and it was Antiochus that was trying to establish a New World Order. It says, 6th verse, and shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How did this man possess everything? He stole it. He increased his wealth through things that are not his. Anything that you possess, that you call possessing, outside of Mount Seir, outside of Petra, that's all stolen. The scriptures speak about removing a man's landmark. It says, how long, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Now that word clay, you would have to go to the Hebrew to understand that. The word clay, the Hebrew word is ibatyat, which means debt or a pledge. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite them? So they're shooting them with water guns. Next, they're going to be bopping them on the head and robbing them and beating them, man. And these societies are breaking down. It says, and awake that shall vex thee, to be vexed, and thou shalt be as booties unto them. Booties mean spoils. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, which represent Esau as a whole. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of man's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. You brought us over here. That's Nahum 3, start from the first verse. The bloody city. So let me look up the word. Let me see. Let me look up the word violence. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, the remnant of the people shall spoil thee of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Violence. Okay, so the word is violence, cruel. The word in the Hebrew is chamas. First time it's mentioned, this is right before the Most High. The earth also was corrupt before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence. We're living in a corrupt, violent world. This wasn't like this going back 50 years ago. How many times is that written in there? 60 times. That's a lot of times. Give me a second. Did I spell that right? Let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. Let me see if it'll come up. Okay, Psalm 73 verse 6, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. That's why it said, it speaks about hell and as of death, and could not be satisfied. Ezekiel 18 verse 16, let's see what that says. Neither hath oppressed any, have not withholden the pledge or debt, neither have spoiled by violence, because Esau spoils everything, he gets everything through violence, but have given his bread to the hungry, and have covered the naked with a garment. And that's what Esau's not doing, so he's not the upright man. Has spoiled none by violence. All right, same thing. 7th verse. But this is Esau. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Everything they do is, everything they get, the backup is their military. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say. With that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next shalom.